Hi everyone, I'm Astro Coach Amy. Welcome to the Divine GPS Navigator. Today we're going to be talking about Uranus in the fire sign of Aries. Now, this is a 7-year cycle. It did begin last month in April, and it's been going for almost 1 month. And I'd like to talk about some of the big picture and some of the smaller picture ideas that we can work with. There will be one brief retrograde cycle, and I will have a special YouTube show about that in November because this Uranus will be retrograde in December for just about 2 months. So we'll talk about that then. But in the big picture, Uranus wants us to awaken now. Maybe yesterday would have been even better. And it is actually the higher octave of the planet Mercury, which has so much to do with our thoughts. It filters every thought that comes in our mind. So Uranus is interested in going for the big global awakening. That's its interest. For those of you that might be familiar with the amazing TED Talks that have gotten so popular, where people have 17 minutes to present an idea that could really change life on the planet as we know it. That is truly Uranus as a true global awakener. Now, we also think of Uranus as the rebel. When governments, people, we feel repressed by an organization because we just can't take anymore, then we notice there is a great deal of Uranian rebellion, which of course we are seeing escalate right now throughout the globe. However, here are some important questions for you to think about during this cycle as an individual. Are you living your life authentically? Or are you still trying to please your family, your friends, or your employer? Do you feel you're being true to yourself? Are you being authentic? Even if it makes other people feel uncomfortable or maybe a little bit upset with you. Do you feel that you're constrained in some area of your life? And you're concerned that if you don't speak up or take action, you may do something you might regret. Now, 7 years is a long time, and no one is going to be affected 24/7 for 7 years, fortunately. But there will be opportunities during this cycle for us to review our needs for freedom and for self-expression. That's what's really important and really valuable during this time. Now, depending on where it is in your birth chart, will show you the impact it may have in your career, your finances, perhaps your relationships, even perhaps your health. So the message is the same, no matter where it is in your birth chart. And that is that it's time to do things differently. It's really time for you to be able to be your best and highest self and to express yourself so that you have greater freedom and self-expression. Now, the question is, how can we use this very transformative energy in our daily lives? How can we really use it for the higher good as well as for our personal interests? Because those certainly can work together in a very, very positive way. For example, certainly with Great Britain leaving the European Union, although it happened before Uranus did go into Aries, a great deal of the action, of course, will be occurring during this important cycle. And of course, that is something they need to do to chart their own course. Now, I think everyone knows that the US right now is in a great deal of turmoil since the new administration began with Mr. Trump in January. However, we are seeing reflections of this and many incidents of unrest and challenge that we would not have anticipated. We're seeing that happening globally. And what's valuable about this is it's an opportunity for us as individuals to take responsibility, even though it's uncomfortable. We need to look at our attitudes and our actions that may have allowed this to happen in the long run. And perhaps those places that we preferred to ignore until it got too uncomfortable. Now, we've entered this new cycle of awakening, which is very exciting. It's been, like I said, almost a month now. Now, we have the opportunity to bring the spiritual consciousness into our daily life and into our global community. One example might be for some of you, perhaps you've invested your money and you now feel that you're not happy about the people that are managing it. Perhaps they're using it and investing it in places that might be harmful to the environment, and you want to make a change. Perhaps you're ready to do some socially conscious investment. You just want to make sure that, you know, there is some good return on investment. So who do you speak to? What's the next step to take? Perhaps there are some of you that are ready to sell one of your cars and get one that might be a little more eco-friendly. Might be better in your pocketbook, and you might feel better about the environment. So these are just a couple of ideas. Perhaps there might be some healthier choices you want to make at work or in your personal lifestyle, and you're going to need to tell the truth to some people that you work with, perhaps your friends or family. You might need a little more time to take better care of yourself during the week and recharge yourself. And people may not like it, but this is going to be part of your own self-expression. So these are the kinds of things. And with Uranus in the Aries, Aries is ruled by Mars, which is a very individualistic and can be outspoken at times and take action. Now, we can use this to a very positive and high use, and that's what I want to encourage everyone to do, because certainly there is strong ego involved with Aries and Mars, but it can be innovative, it can be pioneering, and it can benefit many people if it's done with the right order and the right action. Now, one of the things that I like to refer to are what I call the 3 A's: awareness, acceptance, and action. And those are wonderful keywords to use with this exciting new cycle. And just to share something personal on my part, I know I made a decision about a month ago, just about when this cycle began, that I wanted to dance outside in the park pretty much no matter what, about 5 days a week. And I've had to make some big changes in my own personal lifestyle. It's taken some courage and commitment. But the joy and the energy that's been created by doing this is been well worth it. So it's an exciting new cycle. I want to invite all of you to use this strong fire energy in a very creative and productive way. Thanks for joining me. I'm Astro Coach Amy, and this is the Divine GPS Navigator. Have a great evening.